Elliot from Washington. Elliot, you are live.
Oh, hey.
Hi.
How's it going? So do I just say what I want to talk about?
Yep, go right ahead.
Love to hear what's on your mind.
Okay, cool. Yeah, all right. So just like a little bit of context for my question. So yeah, I grew up really religious. My mom still is very much. I went to college in the Midwest at a Christian college. And yeah, when I was 19, I came out as queer. And then I'm 31 now. So when I was 26, I came out as trans and non-binary. And that's been a really hard journey with my mom in particular. Our relationship at this point is pretty much talking about the weather and her job. I guess like, and a little, sorry, not to go too long, but yeah, I had pretty horrid experiences at my Christian undergrad college with campus therapists. As I was kind of going through, I was pretty much rejected from my entire community, including my family at that time, and had a pretty awful experience there. And after that experience, decided that I could do a lot better than that guy. So I'm now a therapist who...
Hell yeah.
Yeah, congratulations. I really share, Elliot, this just absolute seething rage whenever I hear about therapists that buy into some of these belief systems. I also went to a Christian university in studying counseling. And, you know, at various points was asked like test questions and things that completely disagreed with the oath of ethics that they asked us to take in the beginning. It is so infuriating that this is normalized and accepted. But anyway, I don't mean to distract from your question. What is it that we might be able to help you with tonight?
I guess I'm wondering, you know, just with kind of where I'm at now, I kind of put religion aside for a long time. I just like didn't even want to, you know, very much as a trauma response, just wanted to like not engage at all. And just recently I have been engaging more with what do I think and what seems reasonable to me, what seems true to me. And so now I'm in this place where I want to potentially talk to my mom about the way that her religious beliefs impact our relationship, and how it's just not a satisfying relationship for me because we can't actually have one, you know, because I know at the core she thinks that I'm just wrong, and so I don't know. I guess I would just like love some ideas and insight about like how I might be able to approach that with her. I know she's very protective of her religious beliefs, so I don't even know. I don't know. I would love any ideas that y'all have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious what y'all might say about all of this, but I think my first thought would be don't. You know, like have a conversation with her. If you want to have a relationship with her, give her an opportunity to mess that up, so to speak. Like don't just write her off just yet. If you have the strength and the courage and frankly the headspace and the energy to have that conversation, I think that it's definitely worth giving it a try. But I wouldn't necessarily challenge her about her religion or about her beliefs so much as her behavior. Because it's her behavior that's preventing her from having a relationship with you. And I think that you can acknowledge that and say, look, you believe the things that you believe, and I don't even necessarily want to hear about them or talk about them. I respect that you believe that and you have the right to believe that, but also just know when you say this or when you do that, when you misgender me, when you call me by my dead name or whatever feels appropriate to you, whatever those things that stick out to you as barriers to the relationship, you can acknowledge those and let her kind of sort out for herself what it is that she believes and why. Does that make sense to you, Elliot? I mean, does that work for either of you folks?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I have some thoughts, but I'd love to hear what Kara has to say.
Oh, yeah, sure. I agree with what Christy is saying. I think you really want to make it about the relationship with her. It sounds like she is really invested in her religious beliefs, and she's not just going to drop those all of a sudden. And if you ask her to up front, that's going to put up a barrier to the rest of the conversation right there. That's going to probably block her from wanting to continue. But if she is really invested in the relationship, which I hope she is, making it about that can give her a way to engage with you where it's about you and her love for you as your mother. And if that over time causes her to question, why is it that my religious beliefs would be preventing me from doing this? How is it that this is incompatible with my beliefs? Then maybe she'll start to think about that and put some thought into it on her own, and get to a different place that way. But I really think that making it about the relationship first is probably going to be more successful than just making it about her beliefs, because she may not really want to move very much on those right away.
Yeah, Elliot, so I understand you said you are going to school to be a therapist. I'm curious if you've heard of tools like Dear Man from DBT and things like that. I know that I have Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No, I'm familiar with some of the DBT skills. I've been a therapist for like 6 years. I've got a
Awesome.
practice, and a lot of teams that I work with, I'll use skills like that. Yeah. So using Dear Man, yeah.
Yeah, no, I know it's kind of like it does feel kind of like silly when you're like applying it in your own life. But like I had to have these conversations with my dad, which were very similar to sounds like what you're about to approach with your mom, and like. I think, as long as you go in with like measured expectations for what you're looking for to get out of the conversation, like I think there can be progress to be had. But I also think if there isn't progress to be had necessarily with your mom, I think there's definitely progress to be had within like your, like chosen family and your interpersonal relationships and like what you can get out of like a satisfying like life, and maybe find ways to like kind of sort of like fill that hole, so to speak, with like other fulfilling relationships. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, we haven't really had one for a long time, so it would be kind of like starting anew. And I also I really wonder if part of why I feel this sense of obligation to keep trying with her and to like try to stay connected, potentially and likely even at the expense of my own mental health, is due to the religious indoctrination. Honestly, I think that might be a part of it, is that honor your father and mother sort of thing, and feeling like, family is the people that you were, kind of born to, when, like part of what I love about being queer is chosen family, right? So.
Sure. Yeah. No, family is valuable, but it's also a cultural ideal. From place to place, you'll see the significance on like the nuclear family, or what we think of as the nuclear family here in the States, versus more extended family, versus your village, versus your chosen family. These things matter. They're important, but they're important because we say that they're important. And you do get to decide that for yourself to a certain extent. And, if this relationship is important to you, then make it important. Do something about it. But also know that there's no God sitting in heaven saying that this is something you must do. You get to decide for yourself whether or not this relationship is worth the effort, worth the energy, and quite frankly, worth the abuse that might come with it. And that's a question that I would encourage you to mindfully ask yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you. This has been helpful.
Great. Well, best of luck, Elliot. Thank you so much for your call, and definitely call back to let us know how things go and any updates to your situation.
Yeah, I will. I'll let you know.
All right.
Glad to
Bye-bye
hear it.
now.
Take
Bye.
care.
Take care. Bye.